him? Or are you just gonna like poof into the party?
Down a monk.
I've been here all along.
Our monk became
I know
a
I haven't been here
ranger.
all along.
It's all good.
I think I know how he's working with, but I don't really know.
Okay, so we, I guess, give a synopsis. The party went into the Crow, which was one of the Airspan's pillars, through a tremendous, basically dungeon crawl. I think a couple of times coming out, even loaded up with loot. Managed to get to the lower levels and discovered the shard of the Psyhydron that was in there, which was the shard of greed.
Which I'm so glad I didn't grab.
So currently you have 2 out of 7 of the shards.
Right.
You have the shard of pride, which is being carried by Selena, isn't it?
Yes.
Isn't that who has
Yes.
Yes, she has that one.
that? And then the shard of greed, which is being carried by whom?
The bard.
Bard.
That's there. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you finish that, and we're traveling back to Magnamar to meet up with Lady Hydemark. And that was more or less where we left off.
The only thing that could be worse is if we find a shard of hate and give it to me.
I feel like it's going that way. Like, I got the first one. Sutir's got the greed one.
I'm sorry, what?
You'll get the hate one.
What
What's
difference?
the
I was just
twist
gonna die.
stream?
Tabletop
TPK.
tabletop RPG TV.
Did you get that?
Was his first game.
Oh, is that
That's
what
it's gonna be
I looked
TPK.
for it last night? I could not
So
find it.
tabletop RPG
So we're going to have
TV.
to put some
What did I get
hashtags in
my
there to be able to find it. 'Cause we
Yeah.
could not find it.
Yeah.
I was like, I wonder how many people are watching.
I was like,
No, there's like nobody watching.
RPG.
But I mean, I haven't even put out anything on any of our other things where we've got followers on Twitter and stuff like that. I haven't even
Yeah.
done any of that yet. I'm trying to iron out the stuff first.
Yeah.
What, Tiffany?
We can't find it.
Google us.
Do an insight check.
Oh yeah.
Give me a sec. Yeah. Tabletop RPG TV.
Are those
You
faces?
want a drink?
No, sure.
You're kind of stuck back there. I'm the
I'll make sure
waitress
it's not
tonight.
that in a second.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Wes. You're not in the other group. I said
Oh, okay.
Okay.
she got home at like 6:45 or something like that.
It's me like running the house like,
I was like, I have no food. Let's go get some.
We have pizza in the front if you want some.
Well, I stuffed myself into the Caesars last night. She's like, I had 2 pieces. I ate the rest of the pizza. I did not realize.
Oh, we see people.
We do see people.
Uh-oh.
But are they the right people?
Yeah, they're right people. Yeah. We can see Steph and Tila right now.
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
I don't see you guys.
I don't see us on here either.
Oh, there's Tabletop
It is-
RPG now. That's not us, is it?
It's got like the
RPG.
wrong.
Oh, Tabletop RPG TV.
Oh, I think. Wait, hang on.
Dark Souls, the board game. Nice.
Is that gonna mess that up every time I do that?
Oh, there we go.
eat my crystals.
Oh, not like it's delayed.
Yeah,
it's gonna have a delay on it.
it's gonna have a delay because it has to stream to it.
Okay.
Now, did that take y'all off? Let me know.
Yeah, we're here now. I don't know how to feel about it.
Now, that's what does
We're like
it.
a lot bigger than everyone else because of the way the camera's working.
Was it like splits? I can't even see it.
Not a lot bigger.
Yeah.
It's just that you're closer to your camera. I mean, you're kind of like I am on mine.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what to do.
Yes.
That's why.
So it's just like, whatever.
I can't open up that other one to check when I check the when I check the stream. My screen capture part it goes to the other end. It's capturing out of the Twitch web page.
Oh, it should be
So
a
it's
way
like, you get like this little part of a page.
you should be able to lock it. There should be an option.
There probably is. I haven't found it yet.
Because I did that and it freaked me out because it does that tunnel where it goes all the way down and you just keep seeing, like, have you done that yet?
Yeah.
I was like, no, how do I stop that?
I don't have Shanta's character sheet.
You're going to have to get something here.
Oh, like where would
In
that
that pile right there. I need to get it out. I'm
I would
sorry.
take her with me to check.
Oh, we're on level 5 now.
Yeah. Level
that
5.
didn't happen.
Oh,
Yes.
darn.
There I am.
Okay, so you go to the Hydemark Manor, and by this point in time, the servants and everything, they pretty much know who you guys are, and while they don't really know what you're doing for Lady Hydemark, they know that every time you come, she wants to see you as soon as she can possibly do that. So, you know, as soon as you come in, they greet you, you know, my lord, my ladies, and bring you in, and you know, don't even ask, just
Oh,
Hey.
yeah, don't you need me?
take you in and take you to the sitting room.
Just do.
Did you just
Um, And you aren't there but just a couple of minutes. And but probably just about long enough for a servant to go and inform her that you've returned and for her to walk down the, you know, walk from wherever she was to where you all are. She comes in. So almost immediately. She's very excited. So tell me, were you able to recover the second shard?
No, we came back because we were tired.
Ah, so disappointing.
I know.
I'm like, he has shard.
Are we going to be able to hear them?
Should be able to. Are y'all talking?
We talked to you the last time really quickly because you told me what it did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I
Okay.
remember Roscoe brought in the the tapestries.
The tapestries.
Couldn't think
Okay,
of the word.
that's right. So, excuse me for that. I forgot where we had gotten to.
Is that what Sheila said?
No, that's what I said. That's called a GM mistake.
My bad, bro.
I'll backtrack.
A little bit of backtrack. Okay, so she continues the conversation then, and to inform you, I've been continuing my research on the rest of the shard, and of course there are 5 more pieces that we need to recover. One is the shard of Indy. And from what I have read, it is made of shimmering green noquel.
Would we know what Noquel is?
You would know that it's what's known as a sky metal. It's, the sky metals are they have some unique properties. They're difficult to work, but really skilled blacksmiths and artisans can work them and make mastercraft items out of them. The second of the 5 remaining is the shard of gluttony. And from what I've read,
Shanta don't need that.
it is made from Inubrix. Thirdly is the shard of lust, which incidentally should be the next shard.
Fantastic.
I remember him. We made fun of him because he was focusing on the thing last time, so we
Yes.
know about where that one's at, right?
Correct.
If Sutir gets up, we start singing love songs.
Then there is the shard of sloth.
Wonder who
That's
was that
my
one.
shard.
Rin needs the lust one.
And the last is the shard of wrath.
Definitely does not need that one.
My
Do not
second
let it be
shard.
Now, that might be Shanta's.
I was looking at you like,
Obviously, each of these have their own unique properties, and I have not yet ascertained as to what each of them may do individually. I will continue my research on those lines.
We'll find out.
What I can tell you is that I have discovered that for the Shard of Lust, you will need this, and she holds up a purple prism iron stone. You will need this to offset its curse. I offer this to you now. She holds it out for whoever to take.
It's a gem, so like I'm going for it.
Okay.
Why are you giving us
What was that, Jared?
so why are you giving us the islands at the time?
We have to travel for this one, right? It might take us a while to get back.
Yeah, well, it's unlikely that it will be as close by. Have you already ascertained as to where the next shard is?
Yes, it's a statue, Tangled Seaside Swampland.
Can you give a better description?
Well, I don't see you giving a better description.
Well, I've not. I did not activate the shard to find
When did you
the
get the shard
location.
of sass?
He's always
Even
got
though
sass.
it's been a momentary 20 seconds since I've looked at the shard, that this is the best recollection I can come up with.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Should let a real wizard do it.
Was the
I don't think you do it now.
I got it in the second one.
was the statue complete, or was it crumbled or fallen apart, or was it in a marshland?
I've been looking through the shard again since I have experience with it, and I'll recall the things I'm seeing as I'm seeing them.
Okay. As you do so, as mentioned before, you kind of start to get a spiraling view, almost as if a bird's eye type view. I've told you all of this before. If you think about the areas in Assassin's Creed where you can get up on things and get the vision and look out across the terrain, it's kind of like that. It kind of spins around slowly, and as it does, it begins to zoom in, and as it comes closer, you see kind of like this. It's not like a mountain range, but it's like a mountain that's been kind of built up. And standing upon that is a huge statue of a lady. You do not recognize her,
So creepy.
but the mountain and the statue is surrounded by, of course, there are vines and such growing on all of that, but the territory around it is surrounded by marsh and swamp. And then the vision fades.
By the description I said, where would you locate this, Sheila?
Well, it sounds like the lady's light. I tell you what, if you would take the evening, obviously get cleaned up, and I have a contact that knows the area somewhat that I can discuss this with, and he can inform me if I am correct.
Okay, sounds good.
Another complete stranger to travel with.
You like strangers, don't you? Okay, so with that said, she dismisses you all. What would you like to do?
All of us?
Yeah.
I have a laundry list of things that need to be done
Yeah.
at certain points, but gist of it, I'm personally going to go see Sheila. No, Shelly.
Shelly, the silversmith.
The silversmith. And in the meantime, I'm going to have a conversation with Natalia and see if she can continue the work that we had talked about previously,
Mhm.
and just have her do that. and that's what I'm doing.
Shot is gonna go to a tavern. Is she still upset about that girl? She's gonna go drink.
Oh man.
The 14-year-old girl that she had to kill.
Okay,
Needs
so
to be alone.
so Shoptech goes to the tavern and has a drink or 2 or 10.
More like 10.
Probably not long after that gets into a drunken brawl and wins. And you head to Shelley, the silversmith.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot the reason I was going there. My bad. I'm gonna attempt to talk to Suter and then probably her before we all split.
Okay.
But I'm assuming I'll probably see where she's going to the bar. That's probably not hard to figure out.
Probably not.
What is Suter doing?
And she kind of has her favorite dive that she goes to anyway, where you don't get into too much trouble for picking a fight.
Lots of big sleazy dudes.
Yeah.
Big sleazy.
She usually tries to steal their money.
Yeah. They're really bad at that so far. I'm a horrible thief.
What was Suter doing?
I was going to visit my Alice friends, and I was also going to try to acquire a hand crossbow. So I'd be out on the town.
What a coincidence. I was going to the palace too.
Really?
Absolutely.
Are you gonna go see Beatrice with me?
I don't know who that is, but you can introduce me, I'm sure.
She's a lovely lady.
That's the cook.
She makes the best food.
Yes, that's the cook.
That'll get along great. Tell me, Suter, this armor that you have, how do you know how to clean it? It looks a little rusty.
No, I think it looks, maybe it needs some touching up.
I tell you what.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Let me help you with that. If you'll do me a favor.
You want to help? Well, what favor do you need?
You're friends with everyone in the palace, right?
Friends with everyone outside the palace, too.
Well, I just mean, in particular, I need your acquaintances in the palace.
We're both, friends of the king. I might be friendlier, but I can do something for you if you want me to.
Right. If you'll let me, all I need is to know more about the clergy of the palace and who I should talk to. And if you can figure that out for me, I'll take care of your armor. And you know what? Your shield too.
Yeah, the shield you gave me was kind of dinged up a bit.
Yeah, I'll fix that for you.
Okay.
Can't have a warrior of Arvada with a dinged up shield.
You hear that? I'm a warrior of Arvada now. I'll start taking off my armor and shield, and I'll hand it to Rind, and I'll say, take good care of this. That other guy, he died while wearing, so I don't want to have a similar fate.
No, I guarantee you won't.
Now you're not wearing.
I'm sure he's got some small clothes on.
That's a solid point. Now you're not wearing it.
Walk up in the palace in some underwear. Suter would do it.
I want to go see my wizard friend.
I'm sorry?
I want to go see my wizard friend.
Okay.
Which one? The crotchety old man or the crotchety old man?
Yes.
Yes. The one you got the scrolls from?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she was talking about old magnificent demons or bad guy.
What's wrong with demons?
Right. They're dangerous. That's what's wrong with demons. They're dangerous. All right. So, where are you heading first after your conversation with Sutera?
How?
Yeah, I'm gonna go get
This armor's bulky, so I'm gonna take it straight to Shelly's.
Okay. All right. So we'll take care of that first. You get to Shelly's.
Shelly,
How's the hammer?
fantastic. I haven't had need for the spike, but it looks amazing.
Well, good, good. Well, then I guess the thing we could say positive about that is it's still clean.
Of sorts. Speaking of cleaning, and I'm going to lay the armor on the table and the shield. I know this is below your talents, but I need work done on this armor.
I'm certainly not an armorer, but I guess what work do you need?
And I'm going to lay my hammer up there like this. And I'm going to point at the filigree that she did.
I could probably do a little something.
I'm gonna take a piece of paper or ask her for one of her little things and draw, because I don't remember what he calls it, but I'm gonna draw his little musical instrument,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna ask her to combine the two on the armor,
The musical instrument and
the holy symbol
the
of Urbana.
holy symbol. Okay. Yeah. I think I can do that. Add a little filigree on the outside. Dress it up a little bit. Yeah, could look good.
And she had a blacksmith friend, right? You have a blacksmith friend?
Well, there's a couple of folks that I recommend. I mean, we're associates, not necessarily friends, I guess.
Right.
What type of work are you looking for?
I'm gonna need a new shield.
Tobias. That's who you want.
Tobias. And if I get one from him, can you also do work on this?
Of course.
You providing the silver, me providing the money?
We can make an arrangement.
Okay. Long story short, I want the same symbol on that shield and that armor, and then I've got to go to Tobias to buy a brand new shield.
Okay. So 2 shields and the armor. $50 gold.
Okay. And I think that's all.
Did Tiffany go somewhere?
I think she went to the back.
Okay. We'll get back to her then. Okay, so you make your way to Tobias the smith, and it's this just huge half-orc guy, and he's in there. He's got leather apron, but it doesn't have a shirt on. As you go in, his back's to the door, and he's got something he's hammering on, and those muscles are just rippling.
Is it hot in here, or is that just the forge?
He's banging away on something. He doesn't hear you come in. So.
I'm gonna bang on this counter.
Okay, between hammers, he hears you and kind of turns around, and he's got he's definitely half orc because he's got the tusks and says, what can I do for you?
You've been recommended highly from Shelly.
She sends me some clients every now and then. She does good work too.
Yes, she does. Fantastic. I need a shield.
I don't have the hands for that work. I'm more suited to this.
I'm hoping you have the hands for this. I need a shield, but I need, and I'm gonna hold up my hammer with the spike at the top.
Mm-hmm.
I need something to match this. Maybe not the metal or the silver, but some spikes.
Oh, okay. Well, that can certainly be done. How how do you want the spikes? Where do you want them?
Deadly.
How many?
Yes. I tell
You
you
give me a
what.
lot to work with.
I tell you what. One big spike right in the middle.
Alright, any along the edges?
No,
Just one.
just one.
Alright. How big of a shield do you want? You know, that big a fella.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look at myself like not that big. Decent size shield. I don't know what it would be considered for my size, but
He kind of looks. It's like, yeah, we'll get it. How soon do you need it?
as soon as you can.
Alright, got a couple other projects that I'm working on. Say, about 5
End of the
days.
week. How about we don't have any other projects to work on, and I'm just gonna set a sack of gold down on them.
Well, now, that just for a spiked shield, eh? Yeah, I think I could, have some, difficulties with supplies of ores for the other projects that I've currently got going.
How much for the shield? Just the shield.
How much gold's in the bag that you put down there?
Because it was probably gonna be like, I got a bag with 38 in it, but I don't know how much the shield is.
You put in the bag of 38 down?
Yeah.
Lad, you've paid for the shield.
Okay. Good. That's all I need.
Alright.
Thank you.
2 days,
That'll work.
and he puts the other stuff that he was working on, he kind of sets it to the side and goes over and gets some metal that's already been kind of hammered out in a sheet and starts working on that and getting right to work on.
Can you do me one more favor? Send it to Shelly when you get done with it.
Not a problem.
Excellent. Then I'm gonna go have a drink at a certain
At a certain,
disreputable bar.
at a certain dive. Huh?
Yeah.
As a tiny gnome.
I can handle my own.
Alright, so Selena, where do you go?
I'm going to the ground shield.
Okay. So you make your way to the I guess that was the scribe, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
what I was thinking of anyway. With
Yeah.
the giant mustache.
So you make your way there and go in. He's sitting behind his counter. And he's writing on doing some works, copying some stuff.
Some more coke for me.
Hey, I'll go up to him.
He doesn't even look up when you come in.
I bet.
Okay, I was gonna say,
It's got problems right now.
I want to look at your
Serious
scroll.
indigestion.
Do what now?
Serious indigestion for this gnome.
Well, you know. Well, I've got a few. Which ones would you like to look at?
I don't know how they would, but I would describe looking at scrolls 21st and start one.
Okay, so, well, so you're looking for squirrels for casting spells then?
Yes.
Alright, that kind of narrows it down a little bit. Are you looking for divine or arcane?
Arcane.
Alright, well, then follow me. And he takes you over to a little corner area. And there's several that are lined up there. Anything in particular you're looking for?
Do Do you have counter spell?
Do I have counter spell? And he digs through and pulls one out and hands it to you.
Cool. How much would this be?
What level spell is that?
30.
200 gold.
Okay. I'll take that. And I just wanna. Do you have any others that are like?
I can't hear you.
I said, does he have any others that are second?
I don't know if y'all are like looking away from the microphone, but as y'all finish sentences, you fade out.
I don't know. I'm looking at.
Just type it.
You can type it in the chat for me.
It's like perfectly the last 3
Yeah,
words.
yeah, it's like every single time the last 3 words just die off.
Oh, there
It's like, oh, what?
I think we're getting feedback from our mic through your speaker, and so it might be overlaying itself.
Don't be technical with it.
It might be. That might be the problem.
Because we're echoing
Whenever we want.
So you have to talk like this.
That's unfortunate.
Heard that.
Let me scroll this now.
Or keep your sentences with 3 words long.
Yes, he does. He does have second level spells.
Bar NC.
Who is the
Okay.
What are you looking for? I don't have a list here in front of me from the book.
What are the
Oh, okay.
I just got one question.
Probably not.
This will help. Where's right there? Hang on, I'm gonna see if I can help out with the feedback. Okay. Looking for knock.
Yeah.
Okay. He digs through and he finds knock for you. It takes him a little bit of time, and tells you that will be 75 gold.
Okay. I'll get those two.
Okay. Anything else?
And then I'll head off and look for everybody else out.
All right. And Jared, were you doing anything?
Yeah, I'm going to the palace.
Okay, you make your way to the palace. You are not stopped. As a matter of fact, when you get to the gate, the guards standing there. They don't like snap to attention because they're at attention anyway. But as you do go by, they do kind of, my lord.
Where would Captain Roberto and
I believe that he is out with a patrol at the moment. Should we leave him a message for you?
No, that would not be necessary, but could you direct me to the clergy of the castle house?
Well, the clergy are in the temple district.
Proficiency bonus is 73.
Oh, okay. And then I'll
Okay. Anywhere else?
Yeah, it'll just be all those platforms.
wait, what?
Are you going anywhere else? Are you still going into
I'm
the?
there, but also want to buy the crossbow, so I'll look for a sword as a
Okay. Finding a Storm crossbow is not difficult. It's a fairly common weapon. There's a multitude of them Magnamar is huge, so
You can attack twice.
that really wouldn't be too difficult to find.
Okay.
And you make your way to the Temple District.
I do.
Okay, you get there, and if you can think of a name of a god that's even might be remotely considered benevolent, yeah, there's a temple.
Do I know which?
Except for Urbata, because he's relatively new.
Do I know which one's most relevant or most celebrated in Magnamar?
There's not an official religion, so and it's kind of a port city, so not really so much that there's one that's favored over any of the others. Some of the greater gods like Pelor and that type of thing probably have a little bit more prevalence just because people are a little bit more aware of them, but there's nothing that actually necessarily by way of governing endorsement has preference over the others.
Do I know if any temples are less monotheistic than others? Or are usually they multiple gods, but just celebrate one?
Well, the individual temples tend to be more monotheistic. Several of the different gods are known to work together often, so their temples also are a little bit more cooperative with each other. There's not really so much a temple to that's just polytheist itself, but the city obviously is polytheist because there's such a multitude of temples. If that makes sense.
Okay, I want to try to find a kind of chaotic, neutral temple god.
Okay. Better take a look, I guess. Just find me somebody, Wes.
Religion.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Chaotic neutral.
I'm like, well, so that's. Your spells don't change. And your health.
How about Lyra, goddess of illusion?
That sounds good. You come across a temple of Lyra. She's known as the goddess of illusion. Thank you, Wes.
Point down triangle containing a swirl of mist.
Okay. Well, before I left, I would have changed into no core desires. No, I don't look like a rapid adventure walk into
I had kind of figured that, especially since you took off your chainmail. I didn't think you just left in what you had on.
Okay. So I'll walk up to the temple. And,
Okay.
Look around.
Alright, a priestess comes up to you and walks up quietly. She's being respectful and kind of humbled because she's in her temple. She does walk up and kind of quietly says to you, "My lord, how may we be of service?"
Yes, I was just wanting to look for a temple and inquire about a couple. I have a friend who's wanting to set up a temple of his own, and if you get advice or any of the procedures to do the city of Magnamar.
Well, the city of Magnamar, fortunately, is a very tolerant governing body. Really, all that he needs is a plot of land, and then, of course, can begin the building of his temple. The only restrictions are that the royal family does not allow temples to deities of the more malignant and malign sects, those that would be considered evil by most people.
Good thing she's not evil.
No temple of
Oh, okay.
How long has this been in
Quite some time actually. I believe that the temple was established in this location approximately 150 years ago. A little less, perhaps.
How long have you been a priestess of this?
Oh, I am a new initiate. I received my robes just last year.
Well, congratulations.
But thank you. It is an honor to serve.
You should be on the lookout for the people of Armada in the coming years.
I will watch for it. I've not heard of this Arvada. What are her precepts and her doctrine?
Well, I
just
friends to kill ruthlessly and take her victim body parts and adorn them on himself.
He's
And
proud.
she is a warrior of force.
Okay, so it's a cult of murderers and butchers. I'm not sure that.
I don't think we like labeling ourselves.
Oh my god.
We could go over.
You might actually have a little difficult time getting that permit. As I said, the governing bodies are very lenient when it comes to religion, but a description of a following of a god who mercilessly kill and then dismember their victims. I'm not sure.
She did defeat Tiamat.
Well, I'm sure my good friend, his name is Brent. He's a cleric of Armada. I'm sure that what I said might not have been completely holistic of his beliefs. That's just what I understand.
Are you a follower of Arvada?
I think Brent is trying to convert me. It's still the early stages. I'm still a little skeptical. That does sound, a little evil. Still people, but sometimes people are evil and need to be killed. So there's a balance.
Well, yes, there are certainly occasions where, for the greater good, a person or enemy may have to be, at least mercifully, in self-defense, perhaps, I suppose. Perhaps it would be better if I had this conversation with your friend, who might have a little bit more full knowledge of Arvada and her ways.
Oh, I certainly agree with you. Actually, I'll suggest that he comes by and talks to you about this, because I'm certain he will need more pieces that we get our temple.
Okay, very well then. Just tell him to ask for Jalissa.
Jalissa, it was a pleasure talking to you.
Now I'm really not gonna know what game it
Let's
is.
really make it
I know.
complicated.
I did that on purpose.
Sir?
Wait, what was the were-rat's name that was also... Oh, that was Callista. No, wait,
Yeah.
you are Callista.
That was it was almost her name.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was.
Now
And I didn't make that one up.
every NPC will be some sort of
Try that.
Callista.
I will see if I can reduce the feedback a little bit more for you. Anything else?
Thank you. No, I'll probably head back to my personal quarters in the
That's
Highmark
better.
Manor after that.
All right, and that did help. We heard that much better. Okay.
That's good.
Was Callista doing anything?
Well, since I'm technically a criminal, I'd like to buy some poison.
Nice.
Okay. That's not going to be the easiest thing to get.
Oh no, it says in the book that it's very difficult.
Yes, it is.
Especially being the milady.
Yeah. How would you like to procure the poison?
Well, since I'm a pirate, I should have some contacts.
Okay. You make your way to the kind of an area where some sailors and such hang out, between shipping routes and things of that nature. And there's a particular tavern that's called the Scuttled Butt. And you're familiar with it, and you kind of go in and hang around, look around for some familiar faces. And you end up seeing old shipmate who was really known for his underworld contacts and go around. He was a very unsavory individual.
Fabulous.
You recall that you never really knew his name, but he was always just called Black Dog. Don't really know why. He's got blonde hair and never had a dog that you know of.
Yeah.
And you see him and you kind of think, okay, he might be able to make some arrangements for me. Yeah. And he's kind of over there just with a group of other guys, having a few drinks, tossing a few back, and making inappropriate advances toward the barmaids, which get slapped and stuff like that, and they just laugh and keep on going with their conversation.
Black Dog, may I buy you a drink?
Well, I'll be. I heard you were dead.
A lot of people think I am.
Gentlemen, excuse me. I have to reacquaint myself with an old shipmate. Aye, you can buy me a drink.
Or 4.
Or 6, for that matter. And he gets up and goes over to your table and sits down. Takes a big swallow and it's like, well, what you been up to?
Here and there, a lot.
Have you got the new ship yet?
I did.
And? You hiring hands.
It sunk.
So you lost another one.
I did.
Perhaps I don't want to be a hand. It sounds like you're having ill luck lately.
Need your hand on land.
On land, seems to be where I'm stuck these days.
So I hear.
Alright, what can I do for you?
How would you like to earn some big money?
Well, that depends. How big's the money?
Let's just say I pay your way for the rest of the year.
Oh, now. I'm listening.
You remember when you bought me that serum the last time
Aye,
to win my last ship?
yeah.
I'm going to need it again.
Alright, it's not easy to come by. You know that, don't you?
I do.
Alright, let me ask around. I understand you. Be needing it soon then?
About 3 days.
It's tight, but maybe. Where you be staying at?
We'll tell them where I'm staying.
Oh, I'll not be going near that manor, I don't think.
I know.
You remember the old Navigator's Rock?
I do.
Alright. Check there. Just before the sunrise, each day. I'll leave the old black dot, if I've located it. And then you'll know to meet me here the next day.
Aye.
I'll be needing a bit of that in advance so I can make the purchase.
I'll slide him 20 platinum pieces.
Okay. Alright, he gets it. That should do. Watch for the note. I'll be in touch. Alright, anything else?
I'll put 5 gold pieces on the table and get up and leave.
Okay. Here's to your health. Alright, anybody have anything else? We'll fast forward to the next day.
No, just some dialogue between myself and Shutta.
Alright,
But
so
nothing too crazy.
you guys get to the bar. You get there. She's already there. She's probably pretty decently into her cups by this point.
Add to it. I'm just gonna sit down and wave a drink over for the both of us. Not really gonna look, just gonna sit there and kind of, without striking up a direct conversation, I know what you're going through.
What do you know of it?
Do you know why I worship Rivada?
Because you are a fool.
It's because I can't stand to see what happened down there happen to anyone else.
She's just gonna and just keep drinking.
I devoted my life to Arvada because I believe in fair fights between all people. Seeing people taken advantage of like that poor girl, makes me angry. So I want you to know, if you ever need any help, you can count on me. And I'm gonna order another round and just slap the amount of money on the table.
Okay.
And then get up and leave.
Alright.
She's just gonna kind of watch him leave, but not really say anything else. Just kind of
What else would we expect from Shanta?
Yeah, right. She's dealing with it in her way.
If her face could show appreciation, it might be a little of that.
For the gold I slapped down?
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab it up. We're gonna pay for these drinks too!
for the drinks, that's gonna. Yeah, your statement's probably more likely. Yeah, you still gonna pay for the drinks?
Thought this was mine.
Okay, so the evening passes. How long do you stay at the tavern? Do you
I would assume after.
basically drink yourself under the table and wake up there the next morning, or?
Oh, she's gonna get pretty drunk and probably stumble up the stairs to her bed.
Okay.
She'll probably make it in the room and sleep on the floor.
Okay. All right. I want you to give me a Constitution save.
Oh Lord.
You can do
You should be too bad at that.
it. She drank a lot.
You drink a lot. You came in late.
All the beers.
Okay, you have a
Failed me, dice.
massive hangover the next morning.
Okay.
So probably until about midday or so, any physical attribute test you're going to be at disadvantage on.
Okay.
You're assuming she wakes up before midday.
Well, she will wake up before midday because she's going to be awakened. The servant may get punched out, but
They probably rock, paper, scissors and outside the door for that one. I'm not doing it.
oh yeah, the servant. You know, the servants are the ones that
Door
know how
run.
late she came in and what condition she was in. So yeah, they're probably like, I'm not getting her up. I've seen what she can do. So you all are summoned early the next morning, and as you get downstairs, there's actually breakfast spread out. You know, there's bacon and toast and cheese, and I mean just about almost anything you could think of for having for a nice spread for breakfast. And of course, the smell hits you, and you're just kind of like.
I'm going to take my cloak and try to like shade some of the light.
Yeah, because you know it's morning lights coming in, and there's even some lanterns that are lit on top of that to really lighten up the room. Oh, and as you all go in, the servants prepare some plates and give them to you guys to eat, and of course have some drinks for you as well. Lady Highmark comes in, and along with her is an individual, and she turns to you and she says, "I have consulted with my contact, and indeed my suspicions were correct. The third shard actually also is not too terribly far from here, though it's not in Magnamon. It is apparently located near or within the Lady's Light. You all would know the Lady's Light is a huge statue that actually has a light that shines from it, and it's down on a little peninsula that's, go figure, it's called the Lady's Peninsula. And it's kind of become a landmark because there are a lot of dangerous shoals around that area, and ship's captains will use the light almost like a lighthouse, so they know, just oh, I'm getting too close. I need to.
Is that like if
steer
they
back
had a
out.
ship?
Yeah, that'd be like if they had a ship.
That hadn't already sung to them.
Callista especially is aware of what the Lady's Light represents, and she's especially aware because one of the first ships that she served on got a little bit too close, and kind of ignored the captain had a bit to drink, and he kind of ignored the light and pushed in a little bit too close, and the ship happened to sink. And she actually was the only survivor that made it off of the peninsula after the shipwreck.
I was going to say mutiny, but it seems they all died. So
Yeah, and that was before she had her own ship. She was just a sailor at that time.
it wasn't your fault.
Yeah, so it wasn't her fault at all. She
Those were the
just
low
just
seas.
happened to be fortunate enough to survive. And the name of the ship was the Imp Drake. The Imp Drake.
My second ship, I don't tell y'all anything about.
Yeah.
That's a secret.
And so she sits down with you and she says, "Let me introduce for you. I brought this gentleman along. He has been very helpful to me in acquiring certain artifacts that I have needed in the past, and I'd like to introduce to you Jade."
Jude.
Jude. My U looked like an A. He is very skilled in survival in the wilderness, and considering the terrain that you'll be going in, I thought that he would be a very handy addition to your party. I will let you all get acquainted, and Jude, if we can introduce the party, I will start with Callista, if you don't mind.
I have nothing to say.
That's Callista.
I'm gonna interrupt. Nice to meet you, Jude. My name is Rend. Have you heard of Ervada?
No.
I will
And
teach
this
you.
is when I get up and leave the room.
I'm gonna pull the cloak down more.
He's like, this party is horrible.
Wait, so just for my meta knowledge, I mean, obviously I can tell who or what you are, so like, what is your...
I'm a tiefling.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I figured.
Yeah.
Tiefling, a very drunk half-orc.
A gnome.
Gnome.
I picked up on that.
The two silent one, I can't hear them anymore. Are they saying anything?
Yeah, they're just kind of sitting there right now.
So what do we
Screen
see?
froze.
What do you look like?
What?
Like average sized human. Think in the first Lord of the Rings, Strider, before they know he's Aragorn. Like that kind of thing. Like dark greenish brown leathers, cloak, black hood, pulled back at the time, hair down to the shoulders, scruffy beard.
Just know that before I got up and left, I looked him up and down in disgust and said, before I left, I was like, I have nothing to say to you. Got up and left. I was like absolutely disgusted.
She seems like a
Did
friendly
we get?
type.
Very.
Very friendly.
Alright, so Selena, do you introduce yourself, or do you also get up and walk out of the room?
I'll be very friendly and like put out my hand and be like, I'm Selena. I'm glad I'm the only one who doesn't have dark vision now.
Dark vision.
Oh.
And I'll introduce myself as the real wizard, the real spellcaster in the group.
Which is a dig to the next party member, who is Suter.
Hello, Jude. My name is Suter. You probably heard me. I am the second best performer in all of the region, right after my master, Timron Tolkien, who you probably heard of too. I have a song I'm working on. It's called Happy Cannibal. It's going to be a hit across all Magnemar. But we're glad to have you here. I'm sure you can help us and spread the influence of Rubon.
As long as the tiefling doesn't kill me.
When I do that.
She's not likely to kill you, but she may not help you. Alright, so, Lady Highmark then says, to give you a little bit of information regarding the Lady's Light, the construction of large monuments to symbolize power really was nothing unusual among the Thessalonian rune lords, as evidenced by the Earspan here in Magnemar. They did it frequently. Many of the rune lords took to the tradition of carving their visages into mountain peaks that overlooked their realms. But rune lord Sorshan, she wanted the world to remember more than just her face, and no mere mountaintop bust would serve for her. So instead, she commissioned the construction of numerous towering statues of herself throughout Eurythnia. Most of these have sunk beneath the waters or have crumbled. But the so-called Sunken Queen still bears the image of Sorshan on its spaces. But this pyramid lies deep within the Mushfins today, out of sight of all but the bravest of explorers. One image remains in full view. That's the Lady's Light, as it is known today. This towering statue of Sorshan is among Varisia's most famous and iconic monuments. It stands on the southernmost point of the region, and its glowing scepter is raised high into the night. I believe it was originally built around 6060 AR, over 750 years before Earthfall. And the Lady's Light still stands today, towering nearly 200 feet and bearing a torch of blue flame that continues to glow to this very day. It, of course, originally proclaimed the Rune Lord's power, but now serves more as a lighthouse, so to speak. The Sortian treated the Lady's Light as a home away from home. It served her as a place to stay when she had to travel west to meet with, or spy upon, agents of Bakrakan, or Shalast, and also as a display of power to the other nations. She apparently even used the Lady's Light to house one of her greatest trophies, the Shard of Lust. So what I would like to propose is that as soon as is possible for you all to make the journey to the peninsula and see if there is not a way to obtain the Shard of Lust from the Lady's Light.
I'm sure we can do that.
Of course there's a way. We've already recovered two. This shouldn't be a problem.
Well, I'm sure it will not be a problem for pathfinders of the quality of you all.
As Sutera goes, mm-hmm.
Why we have this mission and not for you.
So, when do you think you would be ready to leave on this journey? Obviously, as always, I am greatly excited and a little bit impatient, I must admit, to obtain another such rare artifact.
I lean back in through the doorway. 2 days.
So you're just standing outside the door.
Why do you need 2 days, Alyssa?
It's a long, treacherous journey. You need to prepare.
Will 2 days suffice for everybody?
For once, I'll agree. I have some repairs going on that I need taken care of.
And the rest of you?
She's just gonna like.
I might be over this hangover by then. Okay, then she looks at you. She says, well, in that case, I will begin acquiring provisions for the trip. I think 2 weeks supply should suffice. It's not that far. The question does remain, would you prefer approaching the peninsula by land or by sea?
What does our ranger friend suggest?
Well, I'm the captain of the Los, so I think by boat would be the best.
Would I know that that's a terrible idea?
Give me a survival roll.
Would I know it's a terrible idea?
And,
Pretty sure you would know that the seas are terrible.
16.
You crashed out there.
You can give me a survival roll with advantage.
He starts having like flashbacks over here.
Yeah. She actually thinks it's a bad idea. What'd you get?
It's a terrible idea.
What'd you roll?
I rolled an 11.
An 11? Okay. For her own reasons, she probably thinks that the sea is a very bad idea. Jude, do that every single time. That's right, though, not Jade. Okay. I've learned it wrong, just like I did with yours.
I do it every time.
I'm gonna do it wrong.
One of those things is like a telegram or
I need a teleprompter
Teleprompter,
right
there
there
you go,
behind
right
y'all.
here.
But yeah.
I'm just going to name tag. Hello, my name is.
So, Jude, what you know
Is
that
that good?
My name's Slim Shady.
there are going to be complications either way.
My name is Walker.
To approach the peninsula by land, it will there'll be about a half day's journey or so that you'll be able to take the main trade road and then some pretty frequently used trails. But after about that first half day, you're going to get into the fens and the marshes, and it's going to be difficult travel at best. And you're probably looking at a total of 2.5 to 3 days cross country in some really not so pleasant terrain. By ship, you should be able to get there within about a day. And hello? Okay, tell you what, we'll do it this way. Alright, can you hear me?
Can you hear him? No.
No, on the phone.
Oh, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I just got you on speaker.
Testing, 1, 2.
How did this work so well when he was in,
Yeah, I know, right?
Right?
you know,
Because I'm amazing.
a third world country?
On an iPad.
Use the
Because I
monkeys.
was in a third world country.
Will that work for y'all using the phone?
No, I can only really hear you.
Okay.
Maybe if we put her in the middle of the
It looks like y'all froze. Tell Jared to reconnect, because y'all aren't moving either.
I wonder why they were silent.
Maybe if we FaceTime
The
again.
best tool
Yeah.
works. Wes is like, this is terrible. Never playing again.
There you go. Okay, bye.
Can you run onto
If that happens again, just reconnect.
my microbiology
Their
notebook.
camera all froze up.
So-
That's
I
what
need the
happened.
purple notebook out.
I have a question.
Yes.
Since she's bringing me in
Yes.
to assist them with this, should I switch my favorite terrain to have been swamps, since that's what we're going to be working through?
That'd be fine.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
It's in the notebook.
To travel by ship, you can get there in about a day. But the problem with ship is there are very dangerous shoals all along the peninsula. So your best bet there would be that the ship would have to either set you aground a little bit north, and you'd still probably have about a half day or so journey through the marshes. Or you would have to row ashore from a pretty good distance in a rowboat set off by the ship.
I swam that distance.
Both ways by ship means you'd be able to carry less supplies ashore, but it would take you less time to get there. So it's almost kind of a give and take. You would be able to carry more supplies going on land to actually get there. Even though a ship could carry more supplies, you'd have to row ashore, and you'd have limited space for the supplies there. So.
Can I buy an elephant? We just read an elephant.
So when he says all that, I'm going to walk back in the room. Are you saying that we are using a boat?
No, I'd actually prefer not to use the boat. The shoals are insanely dangerous in that area. I can get you guys through the swamps, no problem. It's what I do. So,
Good.
do you want to take a boat?
I have before.
Then you know what I'm talking about. So no boat. We can agree on this, right?
Very much so.
Good. I like her more now.
I think you scored a point with her.
And that's when Suter, I'm the captain of the low seas.
We're taking a boat.
Okay, so she says very, very well. Then we will prepare for you to be traveling by land, and I will begin gathering the provisions. You have a couple of days to spend about Magnamar in doing whatever you would like to do.
Do I have any equipment outside of my starting equipment as far as funds?
Yeah. Did I tell you to take any magic items?
Nope.
Okay, I should have. That was my oversight.
So you can give me an unemptiable quiver and I'll be really happy.
What?
Just less bookkeeping.
You can you can have
Give him those boots. Those really cool
two
boots.
common to uncommon,
Okay.
total of 2.
Of my choice.
2 potions on top of that. You can have 2 potions, and then 2 common to uncommon.
And
And by potions, I mean potions of healing.
right.
A vorpal sword counts as a common.
How much are potions of healing?
It depends on
It goes in.
what type of potion of healing it is.
Regulars are 50.
Where would I?
Regular ones are 50, which is like 2d4
2d4 plus 2.
plus 2. Yeah.
And the other ones, the more expensive ones?
The next level up to
Yeah.
44 plus 4 usually start around 500.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that's right. They get expensive fast.
Can I have the
And then
here?
and then you can get 1 rare.
So
I think I've got that right. Rare's 5th level, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think that's right.
So you said 2 common or uncommon and 1 rare.
Right. Not 2 common and 2 uncommon.
Right. 2 common slash
Right,
uncommon.
right.
Thank you.
Okay, and 1 rare. Alright. And any
And
money outside
then
of
money about 200 gold.
200.
I'm gonna try to sell some of my weapons.
If you want some of these copper pieces, I have 350.
So 3.5 gold.
Would it have been
Yeah.
possible?
You should get that converted. It's a lot lighter.
for me
Yeah, how
to
rude
have-
is it to slam copper down on
Do
my
what?
bar tab?
Depends on the level
Say
of the
again?
bar.
Oh, I want to copy spells into my spell book. So, you know.
The 2 days will give you enough time to do that.
Okay. I'll be doing
How
that.
much silver
Okay.
equals a gold?
Do what?
How much silver equals a gold?
10.
10.
Can I go in town and try to sell some of my weapons that I'm not using?
Are they just regular, common, mundane weapons?
Yeah, I have like a flail and a battle axe.
You can. You won't get but 1/10 of their value.
So don't do that.
Well, I mean, if you're not going to use them, then it's better than nothing. But
Okay.
It's better than collecting weapons.
yeah,
And
You have like
10
5.
Copper
million
equals a
weapons,
silver?
yeah.
correct.
Do I feel like anyone in our party would want any of this? Like, they're all bigger weapons.
I mean, you can ask them.
Okay. What was it that you had?
A flail and a battle axe.
Do either of you want a flail or a battle axe?
I don't
I don't
think we
get
want a
close
flail
enough.
or a battle axe.
I don't think that either Suter or Celine can wield those, can they?
But I
No, I don't
someone
think
who
we
can
have
make use of
proficiency.
Tobias. He's the blacksmith.
You couldn't do mono.
The half orc.
Yeah, half-orc blacksmith. Oh yeah, you can fall in love with Tobias. Big old rippling muscles. Working that forge.
What about Jesse's monk? Couldn't she make use of one of them?
Can she?
I
Would a monk
don't think she.
carry
I don't
that?
think she can use the martial weapons.
I didn't know. No opinion.
Well, then I'm gonna go out into town and see if there's a place that wants them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, come with me. I need to make a pit stop anyway.
I follow him then.
Okay. So where are you heading?
She wants to sell them. We're gonna take them back to Tobias.
Okay. So you get in there. He's made pretty decent progress on the shield. He's actually working on it when you get there,
Excellent.
and he's kind of got it hammered. He's got the shape kind of hammered out, and he's working on getting the spikes set in it. So that's good, and then you can tell he's going to do the finishing touches, getting it polished and everything. Ready to go. And he kind of turns around and says, not been 3 days.
No. Here for another reason. She's got some things to offload on you.
I'm just gonna like pick up like the flail and like put it on the table, and then I'm gonna like unload the battle axe and like put it on the table too.
Okay. He kind of comes walking up, and he kind of can't help it. He kind of looks and he's like, And he kind of checks you out a little bit. He's like, that's a tough looking lady right there.
You have no idea.
And he kind of looks him over and is like, they've seen some use. I like that.
You're gonna see her like kind of like try not to grin, but like the side of her face grins a little bit.
He kind of looks him over a little bit, and we'll start valuing the book. I think I have an idea, but I'm not sure I'm right.
What are you getting? A flail?
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be 10, and then battle axe is 10.
Okay, so 10 each. He kind of looks him over and is like,
Yeah, just
gotta be honest, normally I wouldn't make much of an offer on these. Probably around 2 gold or so. But I tell you what, for you, about 4. And he kind of reaches behind the counter and gets a small little pouch out, counts out 4 gold, sets them on the counter, and picks up the weapons. And he does. You can kind of tell that he kind of over flexes as he lifts them up.
Before we leave, she's gonna lean in and like just kind of whisper like where she's staying, and then she's gonna like turn around and walk out.
Hey, don't come across them half-orcs that often.
So as she turns around and walks out, he looks at you and he's like, so what's your friend's name?
Shata.
I'll remember that one.
Remember not to piss her off.
No, but they're more fun when you do, lad. They're more fun when you do.
Well, I was gonna say he has armor too, but
Well, I decided not to because she's trying to save her money.
okay. Just
She got to plan for the money.
Right. You make your way down to the rock that evening.
maybe.
Yes.
Okay. When you get there in the area that you know that he would have hidden it, there is a piece of paper that's folded up. When you open it up, there's a black dot in the center of it.
I'm headed to the bar where he's at.
Okay.
Did Suter ever tell me where that?
I don't think so.
I haven't heard anything from them in a while. So I'm not
Of
sure.
course, they did kind of lose
Sure.
their connection about the time that everybody was getting back together.
I thought you were going to ask me like that next day about what I found out.
I was. I hadn't been able to. Yeah, I was gonna ask you after breakfast, but
Yeah.
we got distracted by Jude.
Jade.
Jade.
And Renfind.
Renfind.
Allie, is there a particular poison that you're looking for, or just generic poison effect?
He took the book, but I was looking for wyvern poison.
Woo! Okay.
Or something close to it.
Oh, you have the book next to you. Is there a different book?
It's in the.
I'll flip it back to
Page
the
120.
The fancy book?
Either that or a truth serum, something along those lines. But a poison would be good because that would fit more towards my storyline, what I was going with for how I stole my second boat.
Suter, I would have assumed you asked me what happened to your armor. I didn't just hawk it or something. Let me see that armor.
Yeah, I would have asked you that the same for breakfast.
It should be ready by tomorrow, right? That's what she said. A couple days.
Yeah.
Okay.
Since she'd have the shield, the one shield that you left with her and the armor, she would have those ready
Right.
by the second day.
Okay. You remember Shelly? She's taking care of it.
Are you talking to Tutera right now?
Yes.
No, he's just talking.
Oh, okay.
Everybody
Is this,
will
like,
listen.
later in the day, or is this like at breakfast?
Did you find out any information from me?
Oh yes, I have some good news and I have some not so good news. But I visited the temple of Ulyrima and I talked to the priestess Jalissa, and she said it's relatively easy to build a temple. You just have to have a plot of land and you have to apply, but there's some restrictions. The royal family doesn't like allowing malignant gods to be evil people, you know, killing for the sport and adoring yourself with the body parts. It might not go so long. We can sleep off probably. I'm good at that.
Well, that's good that we don't do any of that.
Oh yes, yeah, we don't do that.
There is no sport in killing
But
everyone.
Jalissa, the priest thought that she would like to talk.
Absolutely. I'm sure what you told her piqued her interest in becoming a devotee of Arvada.
Oh yeah, certainly. I am spreading the faith very steadfastly. Only good things are coming from me about Arvada.
I appreciate that, Suter. You know, I wasn't sure about you at first, but...
You're welcome. If you want to come by there before we...
What do you say?
If you want
If
something,
you want to go by there, then I can show you the way, so we can talk to Jalissa together.
Oh, yes, that'd be great.
Alright. So the armor's in good hands?
I can't hear.
he asked if the armor was in good hands.
Absolutely. You remember Shelly. She did your arrows, which I don't think you ever picked up.
Oh, yeah.
You might want to pick those up.
Pick this up.
Oh, yeah. Are you trying to pick this up?
I don't remember it, I'm just saying. If you wrote them down, I guess you picked them
I
up.
wrote them on my character sheet.
Well, there you go.
I think I did.
Yeah, I don't know where it is anymore. The list of all points.
It'll be ready
It's in a special
tomorrow.
book.
Just go to the index.
It's in a special book.
I'm done. I'm gonna give it to you.
Sounds good. I will be busy writing some songs today. If you need me, you can find me in the High Banner.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So you make your way over to him. I'm just needing it so I can get some pricing on it for you is all.
Yeah, I don't think I gave him enough for it. So
Here, I can find it.
I think I gave him like
Let's see.
I gave him enough for truth serum. I think.
It's good.
Are they using headphones?
No, because they're both on
That's
the
what the
same.
difference was.
Yeah, that's the problem. They're both on the same thing. So,
Do you want to know what I took?
yeah, sure.
I got the Quiver of Alana, which is the one that can hold tons of arrows and
Uh-huh.
javelins and lots of bows. And
Okay.
so just got.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah.
I thought about taking a bag of holding, but I was like,
That one's so much better though
Wait.
for what you do.
Yeah.
A bag of holding is just infinitely.
holds 500 pounds of stuff.
Plus, I think
In
we
a
have one of
15
those.
pound
Yeah.
bag.
Yeah, I didn't know if anyone had one.
And that just sounds
also
like a
the
joke.
goggles of Ancient Night, so I have dark vision.
There you go.
Oh
There you go.
no.
That's what I want for my road.
Now Selena's the only one that doesn't.
And I took my rare is Wings of Flying, which is a cloak that gives me a fly speed of 60 for an hour.
Okay.
And after it dissipates, I can't use it again for 1d12 hours.
Okay.
That's cool.
So I can just fly and be like, hey, you can't get me, I can shoot you.
All right. So Black Dog is there, and you kind of see him when you come in. He just kind of nods for you to head over to the table that he's at, and as you sit down, he's like, I was unable to acquire what we got for you last time, but I don't think you'll be disappointed. And he kind of reaches into his cloak and pulls a little pouch out and sets it on the table. That'd be some hard stuff to come by. That'd be drow poison. There'd be enough there for 2 doses for you. Now, my part of the payment?
I'll hand it 40 platinum pieces.
Okay. Gets it, he looks at it, it's like, as always, it's a pleasure doing business with you.
Thank you very much.
And he gets up and leaves. DC 13 save. Or they have the effect of poisoned for 1 hour. If they fail by 5 or more, they're unconscious for that amount of time.
Nice.
Okay. Does anybody else have any other business in Magnamar?
Not RP business. I'm just gonna walk around and share the knowledge with Natalia, and we're gonna, attempt to figure out what we need to do.
Okay. As you are going about and just kind of visiting, walking with people, a woman approaches you, and she identifies herself as Sabria Cameralum. And she tells you that she's a businesswoman who manages the markets but runs many businesses there herself. And of particular interest in her dealings are various herbs and spices that are obviously used with cooking and in foods. And she's looking for someone who may be willing to help out with making arrangements for collection of various herbs that only grow in the mush fens. And she understands that you may be going that way very shortly.
We might.
What I need is, well, it would be a little bit of a business advantage if someone collected some for me, but what I really need is for someone to set up an arrangement with some of the local inhabitants so that we can establish an ongoing trade.
And these local inhabitants are who?
Well, that's part of the problem, you see. The local inhabitants are all either bogards or troglodytes.
And I would know what both of those things are generally.
Yes, troglodytes are reptilian. Stink to high heaven. And bogarts are more amphibian, almost frog-like. Both of which have rather nasty tempers.
Lady, I don't think I'm the person that you need to come to for this kind of stuff.
Well, but my understanding is that you and a group are going to be going that direction, and if you could just perhaps arrange an agreement with them to do this, I would certainly make it worth your while.
Where am I at?
No promises,
I would not ask for promises.
but we will try.
If you try and do not succeed, I am no worse off than I am today.
What does she want me to
Where
do?
can I find you when we?
Oh, in the markets. Just ask for me.
Everybody knows you, huh?
I manage most of the markets, and as I said, have a few businesses of my own.
I'll see what we can do.
And,
Did she say the name of the herb that we're looking for?
she did not say the name of them. She just, basically was just saying that
She, just
she
the
wants
trade
someone to arrange for them to be willing, and then she would get with them to.
Do you have the DM book?
I just put it right here.
Actually, check the DM.
And
Super cereal.
Callistus, you're heading back from the cavern, from the scuttle to butt. A person approaches you, and she kind of comes up to you and says, "Pardon me, milady. I was wondering if you could help me out. I have heard from some individuals that you may be heading down in the area around the Lady's Light."
I was there once.
I know, right?
Well, it's my understanding that you're going to be going there again, and if you wouldn't mind, if you found any or could acquire any relics while there, I use them in my pieces of art. I would be willing to purchase them off of you.
Who are you?
Oh, forgive me. I don't ever think to tell this to people when I begin talking. I get so excited about what I plan to do with the pieces of art and the relics that I often forget to introduce myself. I am Ayaba.
Do you work for anybody, Ayaba?
I work for myself. I make pieces of art.
If I come across anything, I will let you know.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much. You can find me just around the corner there. There's a little shop right next to one of the pylons of the ear span.
Okay. Now I'll walk away. She's never gonna hear from me.
She's what?
She's never gonna hear from me.
Probably not.
That's rude.
She picked the wrong person to talk to.
How rude.
How rude.
Okay, so the remaining couple of days go by unless someone has anything else that they need or want to do.
Just pick up my stuff. I don't leave any silver arrows at Shelly's house.
And you get your provisions together and get ready to head out across land, I believe was the decision, if I am not mistaken.
Shot to take one last look at the dude in the armory. Walks a long way through town.
Yeah, about the second night before you're leaving the next day, you get word from one of the servants that there's a commoner, a worker, a smith from the marketplace of Magnamar is at the gate and is requesting to see you. He says that you asked him to come by.
Shaka did allow him in.
So he comes to visit.
Spends the night.
So let's not RP that like.
Cutscene.
I do the cutscenes because it makes me just as nervous behind the screen.
Fade to black.
Party's like, we got a new member. Oh, bye, dude.
I'm gonna wake up super early for devotionals and just see him like leaving like.
Yep. And he kind of grins.
Staring at her leave.
And Shopta's in an unusually good mood that morning.
Hey, when you might die like every day, I mean.
There you go. That's it. Okay, so you head out, and initially you start off traveling along the roadway, and for the first few hours, the travel is not bad. It's actually fairly pleasant. But then the road starts to become a little bit rougher and eventually gives way to just some trails which by mid to late afternoon are beginning to taper out into the marshland. At this point you will have traveled for almost the entire day. You could push on for another few hours, but you are actually about to enter the fens. So question is, do you want to camp early or do you want to go ahead and push on into the fens for a little bit?
We can make camp here.
How we go to the ranger.
Depends. Do you want to sleep in the wet, or do you want to sleep here where it's still pretty dry and there's not lots of nasty beasts and bugs?
Seems we already know the answer to that one.
It's up to you. It doesn't bother me. I sleep out there all the time. So, you guys,
How
lords
much
and
time are we
ladies.
looking to lose?
I mean, with the way this, it's maybe 3 or 4 more hours we could, trek through the first parts of the marsh. But this is the last nice place to make camp. So. Depends on what you want to do.
Well, I'll tell you the business deal that woman had.
Okay.
And say that there are, according to her, troglodytes and
Date Randy.
troglodytes and boglodytes.
That was Suter.
Boggarts.
Where are boglodytes from? Oh, what is that?
I think you just put boggarts and troglodytes together.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? Boglodytes? Maybe.
Troglodytes.
Whatever. Bogarts.
Yeah, those are the least of your worries once we get out there.
Bogarts.
Boggarts.
Bogarts.
Bogart.
Bogart your conversation.
Bogart.
Seth, I have a question for you.
For who?
Seth,
Oh, Seth, he has
Yes.
a question for you.
Yes.
Go ahead.
did I get my armor back before we departed?
You did. Sure.
Okay.
Seriously.
I missed that. I don't know.
I mean, I picked up everything, but yeah, I'm assuming I gave it back to you and your shield. Thank you.
Yes, and it is cleaned up.
Make sure.
It is cleaned up and polished, and it has this nice silver filigree surrounding a emblem of Ervada's holy symbol, and your what's your musical instrument?
A
The ukulele.
That's right,
Please be a shawm.
and your ukulele.
Marvelous.
Did you just say
Told you
what
I'd
kind of
clean it up
instrument?
for you.
Just the time to
Looks
get it
very
done.
nice. I'm. Thank you very much.
So you now have the holy symbol of Ervada with you always, at least until you change armor.
Yeah, right.
All of my stuff is now in my magical bag of holding. I don't
Okay,
worry.
so did y'all? I'm sorry. Did y'all decide to camp or move on?
I don't think anybody else has weighed in.
Well, according to Suter, we're probably going to camp here because he's a girl.
I think we should camp here.
Shot the light camp.
All right.
Alright, so camping. Are you establishing watches?
First watch.
Duh.
Okay, so Shata's got first watch.
I'll take the early morning watch.
I'll take second watch, I guess.
Alright.
Good.
Shata, roll me a d6.
4.
4. Okay.
These make me more nervous than rolling regular ones.
4.
Oh, we're all rolling d6?
Yeah,
Oh.
roll me a d6.
6.
Dang
Okay.
it, Seth.
So, aside from, you're right here at the edge of the fins and more insects than you'd actually like. Aside from that, it's relatively uneventful evening. Goes by pretty good. You wake up the next morning as the sun rises. There's, it's low hanging fog, and so visibility's kind of cut a little bit in the morning, but the sun will burn it off before too long, and things should be good.
And for the record, Natalia and Roscoe are doing their own thing in Megamar.
Well, you had the discussion with.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I was just,
Well, you said you were going to. So
Yeah. My bad. I wasn't sure if I mentioned it or not. Just trying to imagine Roscoe sledging through the marsh fins.
could be fun.
We could put him in my magical bag and hold him.
Get in there.
Only live for a minute.
Get in my bag.
Okay, so you begin traveling into and across the swampland, and I will need a survival check from you, sir.
14.
14. Okay. It's not pleasant. Jude does manage to keep you on more or less a pretty good track, but you're traversing a swamp. There's no way around. There are times when you have to go through the water. There are times when you have to trudge through knee-deep mud. And it's of course, for the gnome, occasionally somebody has to grab him and
Yes,
pull him up out of the mire as he sinks to his armpits.
have my Warhammer up like this just to give the extra.
Shanta's picking him up by the scruff of his neck.
One-handed.
Stop sinking.
Like a kitten.
So by about midday, you're all pretty tired and ready for hey, let's take a break, have some lunch, and then we can head on our way. So you stop, unless you're gonna stop and actually build a fire and cook stuff, you just stop, have some rations, rest for a little bit, maybe take 20 to 30 minutes just to kind of let things ease up a little bit, and start to head on for the rest of the day, and one more survival check.
And I will inform everyone of the business deal that we do have the potential of doing if we come across the Troglodytes.
I won't.
So do we have to? Did she say that we had to kill them to get whatever it is she wants, or is it just here and we're looking for it?
No, we have to establish raid routes with them.
Oh, with creatures. Okay.
Yes.
What was
Sorry,
the
I was
name of
looking for
your
my
one?
magic items while that was going on.
Sabria Kamalula.
That is a 21.
21? Yeah. Second part of the day, he manages to find a pretty good trail and more or less stay dry for the rest of that day. At least until late afternoon when it's getting close to time to make your camp, and he's kind of hunting for a little bit higher ground area. It's going to be a little bit drier. And at that point in time, just as he's found this nice little plot of land that's kind of raised up, it's out of the water, the top area of it, the ground's okay. It's not completely dry, but it's dry enough where if you put your roll underneath you're not going to be too wet at night. And you're setting up the camp, getting the fire going. and it starts to rain.
Yeah.
So the rain starts coming down. It's not hard, but it is enough to where it's not wintertime or anything, but it's rain. So it's a little bit cool. Initially, that's a little refreshing, but as you start trying to settle down, you actually start feeling a little bit cold from the cold rain that's hitting you. Same watches, or are we switching it up some?
I would like to take the early morning watch.
So I'll take first watch again.
Okay, so I'll take the second.
Okay.
But
Alright.
Okay.
Same watches. Alright, so same as before. Give me a d6.
2.
2. Now, what's our second watch roll?
4.
5.
2, 4, 5. Okay. There again, nothing really unusual. You hear a few animals, little splashes, maybe a fish, maybe a frog, maybe a snake, who knows. The rain continues most of the night. It ends just before you wake Rend up for his watch. And but then otherwise the rest of the evening goes uneventful. It's really, really quiet aside from those occasional noises. And one thing that well, actually, give me a perception check, the three of you.
19.
Perception?
Yeah. 5.
16.
Okay. Both of you notice that the insects aren't as bad. I mean, nowhere near as bad for some reason. Maybe it's because this little area of ground is a little bit higher up, but you don't really think you're that much higher up that it'd make a difference. But there do seem to be fewer insects around here. And then so you get up, you have your breakfast, you get things packed up, and head out for your next day of travel and another survival, please.
I also want to be tracking to try and figure out where the troglodytes and the bodyguards might be, in
Okay.
case that's something they want to do as well.
You're aware of the that those are the indigenous, at least fairly intelligent creatures on the peninsula. You also know that you're probably about a day or so still north of where you'd start to run into their territory.
I mean, it says I can learn like exact numbers if I'm coming across
Right.
them while I'm tracking. So, and if they've been through the area.
Super Ranger. Some would say Power
40.
Travel through that day. It's getting a little bit wetter as you enter the peninsula proper.
I'm going to use my thaumaturgy to surround myself in flames to keep myself warm.
Okay. You have a walking torch with you as you're going.
At one point, I turned back and it freaks me out a little bit.
It probably is a little disconcerting. A tiefling.
It's just a tiefling covered in flames.
Covered in flames.
Yeah, it's just a little odd.
This is how I like to make friends.
Yep.
Friends.
Yeah, friends. You travel through the rest of the day, and I mean it's an uneventful day. It's just kind of miserable, trudging, boring. Just making your way through this, and kind of at the point now, it's like are we ever going to get somewhere where it's not just this mud and
knew we should have bought an elephant.
buy an elephant.
They would have sunk, little man.
No more than me.
Are we having the same 3 people watch again?
Why not?
I would like to watch early morning. I like to get up and do my
You like to
devotionals
get
and
up
do
early
my,
and do your devotionals.
my
I have to look back to
spells.
sleep.
I'll
And I
take.
just go sleep.
I'll take the first.
She's like, I'm done with this.
Give me a roll, d6.
Twice.
What was it? 2. Okay. Roll me a perception.
The one night shot that does.
11.
Okay.
Yes.
Nothing. Goes on. It's quiet.
3.
3. Give me a perception.
8. Oh, 19. Sorry.
19? Okay. Just before you start to get rend up, it dawns on you there have been no insects. None. In fact, there have been no noises.
I really don't want to wake the ranger back up because I don't like him, but I guess I'll wake him back up.
Okay?
You wake me back up?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, mine was a 14, by the way. Sorry.
Okay.
If that
okay.
changes anything. I forgot that I doubled my proficiency bonus. Yes.
Yeah, first thing that happens when you wake up is you realize it's not daylight yet.
Anything going on?
There's no insects out.
Would I know why?
No.
No? Okay.
It's extremely unusual.
And no noises. I heard nothing.
You're right. That is odd. I don't know
Same
why.
thing last night.
Oh yeah? Could I make some kind of a check to see if I would know why?
Give me an insight.
Insight? I'm not proficient in that. Crap. 14.
You kind of think about, and as you kind of sitting there and thinking, you realize that not only there are no insects, but there's no noise. You're not hearing any frogs. You're not hearing any splashing in the water. You're not hearing, any of the predator sounds. Nothing. It's just quiet.
Can I make an arcana check to see if it could be?
You realize that this certainly is not natural. But
In my previous journeys here, I've not ever noticed
you've not ever experienced this.
14?
You don't. You think that it's probably something that's magical, but you're not really feeling the currents of magical energies in the air. So you're not really sure. Maybe it's something that's just some weird phenomenon. Maybe there's something weird in the
land.
ley lines, of this area of the world. But it's very bizarre and very unusual.
Do you know anything about the land being magical here?
Would I?
Give me just a straight intelligence roll.
Just intelligence. Okay. This is just another inside check. 10.
Could that be a history check?
Could be. Do you have history?
I do.
10.
Okay.
That would be a 21.
Okay. All right. So, you ask him that, and y'all kind of talk for a little bit, and both of you initiate it, and then y'all both start kind of, yeah, I think I remember. You've heard tales of the Fen Witch. That there's not just troglodytes and bogarts that live in this area. That there's also a witch.
Yeah, that would be the worst thing that I told the gnome about.
Which witch?
I'm going to go ahead and wake her up. You can wake her up, though. I'm not touching that. I'm going to wake the gnome up.
I reach into my quiver and pull out one of my quarterstaffs and from a good 6 feet away.
She rolls over like violently. What?
Why did... It's my watch,
Do you
right?
know that?
No?
Exactly.
Exactly.
It's more peace for my devotionals, then I'm gonna start doing those.
Yeah, that may not be the best thing.
You might not want to do that.
Remember I said the troglodytes and the boggarts were the worst of our, or the least of our fears when we got out here?
Sure.
There's a witch out here.
Yeah, there's a tale about a witch that lives in the marshes, and I've never encountered her or it in my travels here, but it seems like that may be what's going on. No bugs, no sound, no nothing.
There's magic here, but I can't feel what kind it is.
So, you know sea witch. You know hear bug. You know hear sound. We know be attacked.
We will be.
Mm-hmm. I just pull my cloak back over my head. On the tree.
We'll let her die, it's fine.
Sure.
I'm gonna wake the wizard up now.
Okay.
I don't like Soter, so he can sleep.
I feel like we're going to be lost by magical means, which I can't prevent.
This is what happens when they let me be the watcher.
Yeah. Celine, you are awakened. By Callista, I
But
believe.
it's not morning?
But it's not morning.
It's not morning. It's being a slice of pizza.
I'm gonna tell her about the Finn Witch and ask her if she knows of the tales. Seeing as she's a wizard, and she should probably know about it.
So she told you about the Finn Witch.
I'm going to sit up grumpily and try to wake myself up and figure out what she's talking about.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So, is that like an arcane attack?
You can do an Arcana or a History.
Can I combine those and use that as
Okay. Got a 21.
In which one? In Arcana or in History?
Well, they're the same slot.
Okay, so which one were you
So I
checking?
guess I'll go with Arcana.
Okay. So you kind of sit back, kind of close your eyes, focus, feel out for the magical energies and the waves and currents of magic, and yeah, you feel some just very faint, very trace elements of conjuration magic that just basically seems to be just kind of very lightly permeating the area.
I'm gonna finish with my
Do I know,
devotional
like,
and
what
cast detect
spell
magic.
this is?
We think that'll help.
You're not even sure that it is actually a spell. It's almost more of a presence.
Somebody said presents?
Is it Christmas?
Is there any way to like distinguish what presence is?
It seems to be all around.
Okay, well I'll pass that on.
And that's exactly what I'm feeling.
You kind of didn't really feel what she's exactly describing. You just kind of more thought that it seemed unnatural, that there seemed like there had to be some arcane reason for it.
Can I cast detect magic?
Sure.
I'm
Cast.
going to do that.
I don't think that's a
Huh?
good idea.
I said then I'm going to do that.
Okay, so you cast the spell and kind of attempt to focus, and in spite of what Celine said, you cannot actually detect any magic just kind of permeating the area. Of course, you all have some magical items, you detect those, but
I'm going to look at him and go, well, I think you have the most of them, don't you?
I don't know.
Actually, You get one and you get one.
The flying cape. I got
Yeah.
the racer.
That's right.
Yep.
How close are we to the end of the rest?
Well, he was about to start his watch when she woke you up, so
Okay.
about 4 to 6 hours, or not 4 to 6, 2 to 3 hours.
My bad.
No, it's
Today would be
I don't
the.
see anything. I suggest going back to sleep. Instant.
Suter was never awakened.
Nobody cared about him.
So what do you want to do? Everybody going back to sleep except for Ren?
I'm not sleeping.
I'm starting my watch.
Okay.
yeah. I got a feeling I'm keeping watch.
So you're going to stay up?
I probably won't get much rest.
Okay.
I'm not dying
all right,
over here.
Ren, roll me a d6.
4.
Okay. The rest of the evening, although it seems really spooky, goes without incident.
It's good.
But interestingly, as the sun rises, you see that there is some curls of smoke coming up just at the edge of visibility. And as the sun, just before the sun comes up, you can actually see that there seem to be some lights kind of flickering in what appears to be a hut. And that the smoke seems to be coming from a chimney.
Oh, look, we found it.
Do we all agree that we don't go near the hut?
Why not? Could be the troglodytes.
Well, you know that this one in Suter's going to go in the hut, right?
I'm not going in the hut. That's
They're like,
rude.
oh, look, a new person.
Yeah,
We're
I'll,
gonna go
I'll
in
put
the
that
hut."
in the,
Sorry?
what I remember. But I'm in agreement that we don't go to the hut.
I'm not going
Did
in.
someone eventually wake me up?
Well, it's morning now, so you're awake.
He knows nothing. He's going to go in the hut.
Does the hut look like it's built like into a tree?
No.
No.
As a matter of fact, from where you are, it actually looks like the hut's on the water.
We just know that the shard is somewhere in this swamp. We have no idea where, or like,
It is somewhere near the Lady's Light.
Which is, what, still a day away?
Y'all, I feel like that's the gingerbread house, and we're the two fat kids that go try to eat it.
Yeah, I don't.
We're going to end up being put in an oven.
Can we see the statue at this point, or is it overgrown swamp?
Don't give me a perception.
I think so.
14.
You do not see the statue, which is what seems very unusual to you, because during the past night as y'all were camping, when everybody was, you could see the light from it in the distance, which means you should be able to see something of it,
Hold on.
but you can't.
So what, we still have a day's travel left?
What does everything still look like?
I mean, campsite still looks the same, the fins and all,
Colors are all normal.
colors all seem normal.
But I can't see the statue.
Would I know of any magic that could like teleport us?
Well, yeah, there's magic that can teleport.
But like, is
I
it
feel like at
similar
some
to
point
what
in the night
we
we got-
sensed?
I can cast
Last night.
clairvoyance.
You don't think
So
so?
if you want me to, I can look into the hut and see if she's in there.
Wait, what did you say?
I said you don't think so. You don't think that was what it was.
Maybe.
Oh, she is.
Um,
She'll be able to detect me.
so So how far from the statue are we?
We should be about a day, but last night as we were making camp, I was able to see the light that would be that should be at the top. But now, obviously, as we look out, I don't. Do the rest of you see it? Because I don't.
I'm assuming we don't see it.
No.
It should be, and I kind of give it the direction of where the light was coming from.
We can always ask whoever's in the hut.
Unless whoever's in the hut has somehow magically moved us.
Dimension?
Well, then they're the only person that can get us out.
Witches tend to be fey. Which.
How far from the hut are we?
Hard to gauge.
As I start walking towards it.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Give me a survival check.
Oh, yeah. 10.
Just Kool-Aid man.
I'm just watching him. I'm not.
Oh, yeah.
Just as the gnome starts walking towards the hut, he is walking out of the camp, starts to head up and over another mound, and as he steps on what he thought was firm ground, he just
Like completely under.
completely under.
That's why I'm walking like this.
I mean, I run out and try to.
Grab him, pull him up. It's mostly water, but there's like some, debris and stuff.
Is he small enough that I could just like pull him up by one hand and hold him?
Probably.
Okay.
I think armor and all weigh like 60 pounds.
Okay. I can handle that.
Hit that.
I just kind of pick you up and hold you up at eye level. Don't wander off. And I just take you and set you back on firm land.
Well, we're going to have to get to that hut. Or at least close enough I can see what's in it.
Then let me scout out if that's what you want to do, so you don't do that again.
Fair enough.
I can see what's in it without
This is not tasting any better the more it happens.
I'm liking this idea. If there's something in there malign, and she spies on it magically, it already knows we're here anyway, so that downside is pretty much knocked out by her. That downside of the spell is knocked out. So
We said witches are fey, and I can detect fey.
so can I.
So let's go to the hut. Then I want to start walking towards the hut.
Give us 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Can you do 10 minutes?
I can do that.
Okay.
We're going to the hut, right?
We're standing back here because I can cast this
I mean,
It's
spell
okay for me
far
to lie
away.
to him. Yeah, I'm a criminal.
it's okay for you to lie to him.
Yeah, we'll go to the hut.
As long as it's not like blatantly stupid, I'm probably going to believe it.
Okay.
Suter, on the other hand.
So Tara, on the other hand, I can bound and gag.
Is Suterra as well?
No.
No?
He's
Okay.
a half elf? Yeah, he's a half elf.
Half,
Okay.
half
I'm
elf
just like
or elf?
leaning against my answer,
I
like
think he's a
watching
half
you
elf
guys.
because you're proficient in everything.
Yeah, I think he's a half elf.
None of this party knows I'm a criminal either.
Shot doesn't care. She's a criminal too.
Most of these parties are
We've got a
criminals.
band of criminals.
I'm not a bad criminal.
Murder bandits.
Actually, we would probably get along well because I'm a smuggler.
Hello?
I'm a murderer.
I can deal with that.
Someone call me a murderer.
Delay.
I was a highway robber.
That's
I've
kind of
murdered 20
annoying.
people and hijacked a ship.
It's going to be a
Yeah,
righteous
that's
cause,
when we were
though.
talking.
Alright, so you casting clairvoyance?
Yeah.
Tell Jared to try connecting again. Maybe that'll fix it. Has it been the whole time?
Oh
That's how she got her second bow.
my god.
I can't help it.
By killing?
Oh yeah.
No.
You taking that from me?
She murdered all
It
the
might
people on
be.
the boat and stole the boat.
Fair enough.
We'll take a break in a minute, and I'll try to get my iPad, and we'll try to get that set up. All right, bye. They've got like a multi-second delay between when they talk and when we can hear them. That's why they hadn't been saying much.
I can't get it to work on my phone anyway. The Twitch stream.
And it may not be functioning. Well, I'll find out after.
Oh, it's just frozen. Like, I mean, it's us.
Just
But we're
Sitting here?
just sitting there.
Yeah.
And it still says Dark Souls the board game.
That's funny. We'll figure it all out.
We'll fix it. So I'm casting clairvoyance.
Okay. So, tell me what the spell does.
You create an invisible sensor within range in a location familiar to you, a place you have visited or seen before. So I have visited here before.
Yes, you have.
Or in an obvious location that is unfamiliar to you, such as behind a door, around a corner, or in a grove of trees. The sensor remains in place for the duration and can't be attacked or otherwise interacted with. Don't talk to me. When you cast the spell, you choose seeing or hearing. You can use the chosen sense through the